Mr. Mistry, we are just getting some of the recommendations that are gradually coming in. Can you take us through the salient features of the recommendations that have been submitted to SEBI, sir?
Long thing to get into right now, but what I can say is that the spirit behind the setting up of the committee was to try and further enhance the level of governance in the country. And I think that's what the members of the committee have tried to do. We've had several rounds of meetings. Some of these meetings have been whole-day meetings. And the report is now there for public comment.
Right, Mr. Mistry. So you did, thanks for at least taking out 2 minutes. So those were the salient features, but what is the path going forward for this particular committee's report? And how will it change corporate governance in corporate India?
So what this report will be done is that my understanding is that SEBI will be putting it up for public comment. Once the public comments are in place, SEBI will review these comments. If necessary, then if there is need for further intervention of the committee, then that will be sought. If not, then SEBI will probably decide what to do, in the sense that they'll probably take some of the recommendations which they like to the board, and then it becomes a regulation.
Mr. Mistry, one of the recommendation was that the board should have at least 6 directors. What is the rule right now?
Look, all these things you should talk to a lawyer and he'll give you a better sense.
Okay, I think we will have to wait to, do that. But you know, as you said, these are invited. The report invites public comments, and we're also understanding that the changes are proposed to be implemented with the effect from the 1st of October 2018. So there is time for discussion, deliberation, and finally when the rules are going to be notified. But in your assessment, there are various facets to this in terms of governance reforms, etc., Mr. Mistry. But which is the area which requires most attention? I'm sure it would have found mention in the report, but to your mind, which is the area which requires most attention? Broad and
encompassing. There are things on how to conduct or how meetings are to be conducted, attendance of directors in board meetings, minimum attendance, age limits for directorships, and so on and so forth. There are many provisions. So I think rather than commenting in an ad hoc manner, you have a look at the report and then you can talk about it.
So, Mr. Mistry, just final question from me. Of course, a lot of details have come out. They'll be digested, formulated, everything. But just one thing, what is it that board really deliberated on the most, and what has been the topmost agenda for the board in this particular, reform?
It's very simple. The agenda was how to enhance governance levels in Indian companies, and that really, truly was the agenda. Now, the terms of reference of the committee are in public domain.
Yeah.
So under each term of reference, there is a chapter which has been devoted, and that chapter deals with, the various details with regard to that particular point.
Okay. Mr. Mistry, thank you very much for that. Guys, I have the report.